What's up, you guys? It's your girl, the Sunflower Child, and you are now tuned into Talks with Sean, the podcast. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And if you are not, welcome back. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. As you can see, today's topic is called the single life. I have to be very honest with you guys, right? Many of you guys were waiting for it last week or waiting for a video last week. I had posted that I had recorded and I was ready to send it off. And something in my spirit just would not allow me to post it because, I wanted to make sure that I gave you my honesty and be as transparent with you guys as I can be. And so I'm in a better space. I'm in a better mood. I recentered myself, and so now I'm ready to talk about being single. So surprise, I'm single. If you didn't know, been single for a minute now. And this is not really to talk about my relationship, my past relationship, or what happened, the details of all that. So if that's what you think this episode is about, then honey, you're wrongly mistaken. What I will do is probably take bits and pieces of what I've learned from my two recent past relationships and how that has affected me and what is helping me in my healing and growing and glowing process of being single. So I just really wanted to talk about it because, winter is coming up. It's getting cold. Everybody wants a sugar bear, a papa bear, a mama bear, whatever, a potential bag, whatever. People are getting ready, signing up to be cuddled up, booed up for the winter. And I don't know why we do that. I don't know why we wait until winter time to now all of a sudden we want to be booed up. I don't know, I guess it's the cozy, I don't know, whatever. But I just really wanted to, I'm not going to be too long, I just really wanted to share what I've learned. I've been single for 7 months, and I've learned so much in the process of being single and what that looks like to me. I was in a public relationship that, it just didn't work. Unfortunately, it just didn't work. And, I was embarrassed because it was like my first public relationship. Not only was it my first public relationship, but it was just a different type of relationship. So it was just like, damn, another failed relationship, like what's going on here? And because it's so public, like, I mean, you could tell, like, you're not posting no more, all that stuff like that. Like, people's nosy. And so for me, like, I'm a private person, right? Like, I wait until after I'm done healing and after I'm done, like, going through it, or I'm stronger to talk about it, to say, like, this is the tea, this is what's going on, or whatever. And I'll be spilling, like, my tea of what I've been doing as a single woman. So this is not about my past relationships, but what is helping me to be okay with being single. Because a lot of times we break up with people and then we're like, what the hell? Like, we have a moment where we're just like, okay, I'm single, I had a routine, I don't know what to do. Sometimes you feel like you don't know what to do without this person. Even if it's toxic, you like, damn, having an argument was normal to me, or you not answering the phone was normal, like stuff like that. So relearning yourself, I had to relearn myself. I had lost myself. I was already broken before I got into the relationship that I was in, and I became even more broken. There were a lot of things that had happened, and a lot of things that I done, a lot of things that my ex had done, and it just became a fire of hell, and it just became, too much. And I had to look in the mirror and had to say, what is it about me that may be attracting these type of people, where I'm toxic and they're toxic and it's not healthy? I had to look in the mirror and really evaluate who I really am and what I value in my morals and the things that I did wrong. Not when it comes to the relationship, but the things I did wrong that did not allow me to protect myself and protect my energy and protect who I am. And oftentimes when we break up with somebody, we think the best way is to get under somebody. And so pretty much like God, I was before I had gotten into my last relationship, I was dealing with healing from a deep relationship that I did not want to end, right? I was really in love with this person, and still is in love with this person, but it just didn't work out. And so I was in a place where I was broken, and I didn't heal, and I thought I had healed because the person wasn't around for a year, and then the person popped back up, and it just brought so much trauma. And so my way was, we'll bump you, I'm moving on to the next. And so I ended up being in another relationship where I didn't even take time. We both didn't even take time to really know who we were and to see if, okay, I really like you, or okay, if you really like me. And so what ends up happening is we do not take time to heal. We don't take time to heal. We end up breaking up with somebody and then moving on to somebody else, and then you're creating a bond, not necessarily because you like the person. And sometimes, I'm not saying that I did not like the person, but what I'm saying is you're so desperately wanting to be wanted that you end up being in situations that you never thought you would be in, right? And so it is so important that you heal from one relationship until you get into the next relationship, because you do not want to bring baggage into the new relationship, and you can end up messing up a blessing. And I think now that I'm single, and now that I realize like I don't want to do that, I realize how much more baggage I put on my plate. I was already broken, I was already hurt, I was already grieving over somebody else. So now I'm grieving over somebody else with somebody. Now we're not together, so now I'm grieving over two people. So it just becomes too much. And so it is very, very important that you take your time to be single. I am the type of person where I'm a lover. I love to be in relationships. I love talking to people. Like, I used to be like that a lot, and I still am in a way. But as I've gotten older, I realized like I don't have time to just be talking to people, because I know that certain people are not going to be in my life. I know that this is just an entertainment for me. I know that I don't see you in my future, and so why am I going to waste my time? And so as a single woman, I am telling you to take your time with loving yourself and healing yourself. We don't want to face the hurt and pain that our relationship has caused us. We rather say, okay, we're over it, we moved on and find somebody else. And that's not fair, because now you're bringing stuff that shouldn't be even brought on to a new relationship. And it just creates toxic. It creates toxic atmospheres. It creates just energy that is just not a good energy. And so I had to relearn myself. I was in a place where I was broken. I hated myself. I was so insecure. I didn't know who I was after my ex and I broke up. My recent ex and I broke up. I didn't know who I was. I was completely lost. I had gained weight. I had so much was going on. I was up and down with emotions, angry, upset, sad, confused. Why you don't want me? Why am I not good enough? And as I've done the work these past months, I realized that I am more than enough, right? You're more than enough. And sometimes we question ourselves, like, why are we not good enough? Why does this person not want me? And it's not necessarily that there's something wrong with you, but sometimes sometimes when you are broken, you attract brokenness. Sometimes when you are toxic, you attract toxic people or toxic atmospheres or toxic things. And some people just cannot handle the greatness that they have in front of them. Even if they're broken, even if that person is broken, you can still be great. You can still be a bomb ass person, but be broken inside, and that's okay. And we have to know our worth and love ourselves, because when you love yourself and know your worth, you will not be dealing with certain things. Now that I'm looking back, now that I am 27, and now that I am single and I have been single for a while, I look back on my past relationship, my recent relationship, and my past relationships, and I'm just like, I am not doing this. No, gotta go. And a lot of times we hold on to relationships, even if they're toxic or even if that person is bad, because we are afraid to be alone. And we have to understand that being single is a journey that you have to go through. You cannot skip the journey. A lot of times we don't want to be single because then we are faced with our own issues, our own hangups, our own demons, our own toxic traits, not just what the other person did to us, but our place as well as what the hell we did to ourselves. We damaged ourselves in the process. And so people think, well, I'd rather be in a relationship than to be single. Well, you're damaging yourself even more than taking some time to yourself to heal, and so that you can be in a healthy relationship. We have to understand that you're not going to be single forever. And so for me, I've had to tell myself and continue to tell myself that this is a temporary journey, and I'm going to enjoy the journey. And while I'm in a temporary spot of not being in a relationship, I'm going to date myself. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to condition myself and speak life into myself. And that is so important when you are single. You have to speak life into yourself. You have to love yourself. Like I said, I had lost myself. So I had to realize, like, you're that girl. And so it was funny because after my breakup, it's like a sign. Even though I was still broken, even though I was still going through the pain and all this stuff, it was like a sign that said I was single, because it was like so many people coming to talk to me and wanting to date me, and I did entertain it. I was going on dates every day. Every day I was going on a date. And I had to stop because I realized I was doing a cycle. You have to break cycles. I realized I was entertaining people because I didn't want to deal with the hurt and pain. I didn't want to admit that I wasn't over what my past relationship had did to me, or what I had allowed to happen in my relationship. I didn't want to admit that I wasn't over that person. I didn't want to admit that, certain things. So we have to be truthful and honest, right? We have to be truthful and honest with ourselves. And a lot of times we want to replace people with other people, and that is such a no-no. It became too much for me. Like, it became way too much for me. It wasn't fun. It was like people were in their feelings. And I'm like, I'm just trying to live. I'm just trying to have a hot girl summer. Like, that's just all I was doing. And a hot girl summer was not working for me, right? Like, I was doing things that I don't agree with. My values and morals don't align. Some things that my best friends, until they watch it now, don't even know that I was talking and dealing with people who were in relationships, right? Like, and thinking that's okay, and it's not okay. I was doing things that people had did to me. I became that person that I hated. And I had to look myself in the mirror and be like, what are you doing? This is not who you are. Get yourself together. Stop, because you're out of control. And, just going through that emotion, like, you should never be second to nobody, okay? You should not be hiding and ducking and sneaking and all that. That is stressful and it's not cute. If you can't love me out loud, baby, you don't need to love me at all, because I'm nobody's secret, period. And I had to just realize that. I had to realize who I was. I had to know that I was that girl, period. And I had to understand that my confidence came from myself. It came from loving myself again. It came from working out. It came from going to therapy. It came from being around positive people and my friends uplifting me again. And I had to understand that I was degrading myself and lowering my standards because I was afraid to be alone. I have a fear that I'm going to be alone. And it comes from, seeing people in my family that I've never seen in a relationship before. um afraid that's gonna be my life, growing up and being alone. um and so for me, it's like hard at times, right? Like, let's be honest, like, it's hard to be single because you feel like, well, dang, God, I see what you're doing for others, but what about me? And God is like, honey, there's some things that you need to work on. There's some things that the person that I have designed for you may need to be working on. And it is in God's timing when he's going to bring you the person that you are supposed to be with. But we have to let go of our past in order to receive what God has for us. And that is something that it is hard for me to do. I am still holding on to someone that I have not been with for 3 years. And you have to, and people are like, well, how do you let go? I don't know the answers. I don't know. I've tried. I've moved on. I've tried to things that I've tried to date other people. I have dated other people, and somehow, some way, it just revolves back to that goes back to a certain person. But I'm realizing that I have to move on, right? Like, you cannot hold yourself up and wait for somebody else to get their life together. Although you love them, you care for them, you have a bond connection, you're never gonna find nobody like that, and you probably won't. You cannot hold yourself up because you may think that is the best thing, but the great thing about life and how God works is how we see things is not how God sees things. And so we may say, right? We may say, oh my God, for example, oh my God, this, Coach bag is so amazing. Like, this is everything. And then you're like, I'll take it because it's cheaper, right? You really want the Gucci, but you can't afford the Gucci. So you like, all right, I'm going to take the Coach. I'm going to start here. And then God is like, boom. Somehow, some way, like, you get the Gucci bag. Like, in the mail, somebody's like, girl, I just wanted to bless you with this Gucci bag. I don't know why, but I just felt the need to give you this Gucci bag. And so that's how it is with relationships. We pick who we think is best for us, right? Sometimes they aren't best for us. And we think, well, this is the best of the best. And God is like, if you only just focus on yourself and wait on me, I have something even greater. But you got to do the work. And ladies and gentlemen, you have to do the work. You have to do the work. There are going to be times where you're going to cry. There's going to be times where you miss the person. There's going to be times where you're sad, you're angry at yourself. Why did I allow myself to go through this? Why? I have to start all over again. I'm crying. I'm upset. I miss the person. I want to text the person, but I don't want to text the person. I want to curse the person out, but I don't want. I want the person to see me on Instagram, but I don't want to see. If you want to heal, you have to let it go. You have to let it go. Because if that person wanted to be in your life, they would do anything to stay and keep you and show you how worthy you are. And you are worthy. They just don't know your worth. And sometimes people do know your worth. Sometimes people don't want you to see your worth. And what I realized is that I was picking people that my flesh wanted instead of picking people that my spirit needed. That's a word. Because my flesh wanted certain things, toxic people, getting mistreated, because I was used to it, right? I was used to that. And when you're used to something, you feel like, well, you deserve that. But my spirit needs somebody who's going to uplift me, somebody who's going to pray for me, somebody who's going to give me the world, and I'm not necessarily saying the bags and material things, but give me the world as far as seeing the world in a different light. And I know he is out there, and I know God is going to bless me. But in this time, it is my time to prepare and focus on me, myself, and God alone. You know, like I really took some time and went to therapy, and therapy really helped me out with my last relationship, well, with the last two relationships, my recent one and the one before that, because those two people had a big impact in my life. And so doing the work, realizing my triggers, realizing what I allowed, and talking it out, and seeing like, you was that girl, you gotta see it. Like, I realize now, being single for a while, like, I don't go on dates like that anymore. But when I do go on dates, it is very impressive to be treated the way that you're supposed to be treated, because you know your worth again. You know that you're not playing around, you're not dealing with certain things no more. And so you have to do that. Like, you have to, like, start from the beginning. You have to set boundaries and set rules. You have to learn who you are and learn what you want in a person and what you will not deal with. You have to date yourself. Like, I talked about this before, like dating yourself and knowing like what you want and what you don't want. I enjoy taking myself out. I enjoy putting on makeup and going out looking cute with my girls. That is self-care. So in your season of singleness, go out, have fun, date when you feel like you are in a place of somewhat healed, right? If you go on a date and you're popping off, something about that person is triggering you to make you do that. So I would say take time. Like, we want to rush the single process because we want to be in relationships, we want to get married. God forgot about us. Our friends getting married. I mean, my best friend is getting married. My best friend that is like my soul sister is getting married, and I am so happy for her. But it hits home like, wow, we're really at that stage, right? My other best friend got married. My other friend is in a relationship, right? We're at that stage where people are settling down and literally being with that one person, and this is it. And so, you know, it hits home because it's like, dang, God, like, you forgot about me? Like, hold on. Holy Spirit, activate. Bring him here. Like, you know, you like, what's going on? But it's not time. And you cannot play God. You cannot be like, oh, I'm good. And, you know, trying to play God and tell him that you're good. Honey, you don't think God created us. He knows all. So what you're really doing is being an out for yourself. You're really hurting yourself. Focus on yourself. Enjoy the journey. Journal. Take yourself out. I bought a puppy because I'm like, I don't need to be in a relationship. I really want to heal. I don't want to be toxic. I don't want to be cursing my next relationship, you know, the next person I'm with out. I don't want to be doing all that. I don't want to be fighting. I don't want to be breaking up, and then 5 minutes later we back together breaking. I don't want to do none of that. I don't want to do none of that. So for me, getting a puppy was like, okay, let me get something that can help me, right? Focus, keep me on a narrow path. And I'm not saying to get a puppy, but it could help you. And even when I got the puppy, it's so funny. I heard the Lord say, that still doesn't take away your pain. And so, although I have a puppy and he has been such an amazing person, at the end of the day, I still have to do the work. Because getting a puppy does not cover up. It may, but it does not cover up how I really feel. Because at the end of the day, I still have those feelings. I still have those thoughts. And so, yes, if you want a pet, get something. If you want to do something, you know, find a new project to do, rearrange your house, then do that. But don't do it and think, okay, well, I got this thing, I'm over this other thing. No, you got to face that thing and say, all right, I'm accepting where I am. And this journey is not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Because if I do the work, if I work on myself, if I love on myself, if I appreciate myself, then something great is going to happen. A bigger blessing is going to happen, because now God can trust me with who he has for me. He can trust me because I've done the work. I have healed, and I have allowed myself to tell myself I do deserve love. I am worthy of love. I know the signs and I know the red flags of what I don't need and what I should stay away from. And you're only going to do that when you're single, when you're working on yourself. And I realize that. Like, people now to this day get upset because I don't want to date them. And I can tell now, I can tell off the back, like, you're not it. And it's not that I think I'm better than anybody or anything like that. It's a certain level of maturity you get to when you really, why can't I speak? When you really intentionally work on yourself. Dang, that was, seriously, when you intentionally work on yourself, you realize, like, red flag, you start to really pay attention more. Your eyes is open more. Your ears is open more. Because you get into an age where you don't got time. You don't got time for that. I'm not going to be dating nobody just because I want to be in a relationship. And I got to a place where I was so desperate, I'll say it for myself, that I was willing to stay in a relationship that was not healthy than to remove myself and to work on myself. I was not strong enough to break it off when I should have been strong enough to break it off, because it just became a lot. And so although you may have been dealing with a breakup, it may have been nasty, you and your ex probably not cool, whatever, it's okay. Do not think that relationship was a waste, because I learned so much from all of my relationships, and I am so grateful for all of my exes. I don't believe in bashing people, because at one point, you love that person, you like that person, you have feelings for that person, and I just think that's weird, right? So for me, and that is growth, because before, honey boo boo, it would have been all on Instagram, y'all, all of the business, tagged and all. But as you get older, you realize what is important, what isn't, and what deserves your energy and what doesn't deserve your energy. And so it's good. It's all good. The hurt, the pain, what I went through, it's okay, because I became stronger. I really know who I am. I know what I want, and I got my confidence back. Like, cut it out. Like, cut it out. Although I'm not dating like that, it is very flattering, to be like, dang, it wasn't me. Like, it wasn't me. Like, I'm that, okay? Period. So you have to really realize, like, you got it together. You know what I mean? Like, you're smart. You're in school. You got your own house. You got things going for yourself. Don't ever let anybody make you feel like you ain't got nothing going for yourself, or you're not worthy, or you're not that chick, or you're not that dude, because you are. You gotta know it, because if you don't know it, anybody can tell you anything and you're gonna believe them. So I definitely have worked on my worth and worked on my self-love and who I am, and I am just in a good place, and it's all because I've accepted where I am. I've accepted that I'm single. I've accepted that this is my life, and I may not be okay with it all the time, but I know that God has not forgotten about me, because he's done so much and he's given me so much, and I know that God wouldn't just give me any old body. And so maybe God is like, I need you to focus on you just a little bit more. And sometimes we get into the relationship and we forget about ourselves. And that's what I did. I forgot about myself. And you never want to do that. You never want to do that. You always want to make sure that you keep yourself up and you stay number one with your career, your job, your look, whatever, like all that. It's important to keep you together. For you. Not for anybody else, but for you. I've just learned a lot. I've done some things, right? Like I was drinking a lot. I was smoking a lot during, the beginning stages of being single, because I was just going through it. I was angry, upset, but I realized like doing that was just covering up my pain. And at the end of the day, once I was done being high and once I was done being drunk, my pain was still there. And so I gave it up. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I have a glass of wine here and there, some champagne here and there, but hard liquor and all that, I gave it up. And I'm not saying that that's what you need to do, but that's what I need to do for myself. Figure out what you need to give up in your singleness, whether it's people, certain atmospheres, drinks, weed, whatever. I became dependent on it. It became my drug. It wasn't like, oh, I'm drinking and smoking because I want to have fun. I was drinking and smoking to not think about what I was going through, and that's never good. And I just want to say, like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to get through this. This is not the first. This is not the last, break. I'm not saying that to say, but I'm saying you didn't been through a breakup before. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. But at the end of the day, like, you're going to find love again. Love is going to find you. And the right person's going to come. But before that person comes, you have to make sure you work on yourself. Love yourself. Take yourself out. Do self-affirmations. Go to church. I found that has really helped me getting back centered to God, getting close to God, staying connected to my friends, going to therapy, going to the gym, right? Like, those are the things that has helped me with staying focused and being okay with being single. Some people have been single for a year, 4 years, 3 years, but it's okay. Enjoy that, because one day you're not going to enjoy that. One day you're going to look at the person and be like, damn, I miss having my own place. So enjoy being single. Have fun. If you're ready to date, go on a couple dates, do that. I've done that, and I realized, maybe I'm not ready, or, I'll step out here and there, like, okay, you can have my number, we could talk or whatever, but I'm in a space where I'm just loving myself, and it's a beautiful thing. It's the glow for me, period. It's definitely the glow. So get your glow, sis. Get your glow, bro, because once you know who you are and you're working on yourself to becoming who you're supposed to be and who God has called you to be, honey, you are unstoppable. You're unstoppable. Can't nobody stop your shine. Nobody. Let your ex talk. Let them do whatever let them say whatever. Because we're not focused on them. We focus on the future. We focus on moving forward. We're focused on healing. We're focused on breaking generational curses. We're focused on stop being toxic. We're focused on being healthy. We're focused on being a healthy person so that you can be a healthy woman to your man, to your girlfriend, whatever it is. Like, we focus on the positivity. We ain't going backwards, because backwards gave us pain, backwards gave us hurt, backwards made us cry. Don't hold on to people just because you have a past and because I love that person. That love comes with a lot of pain. So is it really love? Ask yourself. You're better off being by yourself. And it's going to be hard, and you're going to miss that person, and but like I said, if that person wanted to be around, they would stick around. They would do anything. You are worthy of healthy love. You are worthy of being treated right. And it starts with you. It starts with you. You gotta love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, how do you expect somebody else to love you? And that was my issue. I wanted my ex to love me so bad Girl, I didn't even love myself. So how I can't even be mad. I can't even be mad. Cause how you expect somebody to love you and you treating yourself like trash? They're gonna treat you like trash too. So it's okay. It's okay. Pain turns into purpose. There is purpose in your pain. We talked about that. So blessings to all. I hope that this helps you. I hope that your journey of being single helps you to elevate. I hope that you find peace. I hope that you heal. I hope that new blessings come. I hope that your creativity comes back. I hope that you focus. I hope that that business that you stopped for that person starts back up. I hope that you just really flourish and glow and grow. Glow and grow, period. That is what we're doing. And I just wish you nothing but positivity. And it's okay. You're not alone. You're not alone. You are not alone in this journey. Don't go backwards. Go forward. Because what is forward is so much better than what is backwards. Peace and love, y'all.